My talk this month is on Katherine Hall Page, author of the Faith Fairchild Mystery Series. Has anybody heard of her? I didn't know about her. Norwegians have a strong 100-year-old tradition of reading and watching crime mysteries over Easter, known as Påskegrim, or Easter crime. This cultural phenomenon includes binge reading thrillers, watching TV crime series, and even solving mysteries in newspapers or on milk cartons while staying at cabins. The tradition began in 1923 when a clever marketing stunt for a new crime novel disguised as a real news story about a train robbery convinced the public. Wait a minute. TV stations and broadcasters. Wait a minute. Did I skip another page? Convinced the public, TV stations, and broadcasters to run special crime series, often featuring British detectives in BBC mystery shows. Bookstores and publishers heavily promote new crime thrillers specifically for the Easter holidays. It is as normal to read crime novels as it is to eat chocolate or to go skiing during the long Easter break. This tradition is so ingrained that it is considered if not the, definitive part of the holiday, transforming the quiet, snowy break into a period of suspenseful, highbrow entertainment. Katherine Hall Page, born July 7, 1947, is an American writer of cozy mysteries. Born in New Jersey and is descended from Norwegian Americans on her mother's side and New Englanders on her father's. She grew up listening to all sorts of stories. She remains an unabashed eavesdropper and will even watch your slides or home movies to hear your narration. And you might even appear in a book. Her books are the product of all the strands of her life, and she plans to keep weaving. Graduating from Livingston High School, her father was the executive director of the Kessler Institute for Rehabilitation, and her mother was an artist. Page has an older brother and a younger sister. Early on, the family developed a love of the Maine coast, spending summer vacations on Deer Isle. College, Wesley, Tufts, and Harvard brought her to Massachusetts, and she continues to reside here. She is married to Professor Alan Heim, an experimental psychologist at MIT. The couple have a son. It was during her husband's sabbatical year in France, after the birth of their son, that she wrote her first mystery, The Body in the Belfry. After her editor asked when the next story in the series would be written, Page created the Faith Fairchild books with the publication of The Body in the Kelp. Page bases the Faith Fairchild series around the criminal and methodology of the crime while planning out her characters, dialogue, and timeline of events. For her locations, she merged neighboring towns of Boston, Massachusetts to create her fictional town of Aylford. Her other fictional location, Sandpier Island, is based on Deer Isle in Maine. From her third book, Faith Fairchild book onwards, she used her made-up town of Aylford in every other book while incorporating other American and European locations. With her fourth book, Page started to include accompanying recipes that were part of her stories, and also created a compilation of recipes from her series with a 2010 publication titled Have Faith in Your Kitchen. In 1998, she used a home burglary she experienced as the basis for her book, The Body in the Bookcase. She has published 26 books in the series. Katherine Hall Page's writing often explores themes of community, resilience, and the complexities of human behavior, reflecting her background in education and her interest in social issues. Her novels are characterized by engaging plots, well-developed characters, and a blend of mystery and culinary elements, making them appealing to a wide audience. From the 1960s to the 1980s, Page worked with teenagers in special education while teaching history and art. She continued her educational career as a consultant in 1985. Page expanded her writing to juvenile mysteries in the late 1990s after publishing Christie and Company in 1996. She added 3 more books to the Christie and Company series throughout the remainder of the 1990s. Apart from her series, she realized Club Meds in 2006. And I have a couple of her books up here. The Body in the Attic, The Body in the Gallery. They're all the body somewhere. The Body in the Snowdrift and The Body in the Moonlight. I haven't started this one yet. I'm having a hard time going through the Snowdrift one. But I like the Gallery and The Body in the Attic. And The Body in the Attic is about, they move to a house in the Boston area and they find a diary up in the attic. And she researches in the woman that wrote the diary and finds out information about her. And that kind of is like what I like to do. And I found this beautiful blanket at a secondhand store, and it has on here who made it and who it was for. It was for a 25th anniversary. It's kind of heavy. You can come up and look at this after. And I researched her. It's kind of faded out, but she lived in the town that I live in. And she died in 2017, just before I moved up there. And her husband died in 2013. And her name is Faye Judith or Judy Stevens. And then I also found this scrapbook. It's full of old newspaper articles. And I researched the woman that, I think it was a woman that put this together. And her and her husband, his name was Leslie Freeman, and he had a furniture store up in Danvers. This book is from Danvers, Massachusetts. And he ended up selling the business to another company. I forget the name of it now offhand, but they celebrated their 100th anniversary in 2002, and it's really sad because then like 6 years later they closed down. Tompkins, CA I think is Tompkins, the furniture store, and they had Danvers and Salem, and it's all kinds of obituaries and newspaper articles about them, their family, friends, and also in there is they got divorced. And so I think that was her that put this together. But I like doing those things, trying to find out about people that I find some information on. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes with very little information, sometimes can find out a lot about somebody. And sometimes I can't find anything. And I also have up here a list of her books and the years of the publication, if anybody would like to check it out. And I also have, of course I always, somehow or other, get doubles. Well, I know the first one, The Body in the Moonlight, I found for free just recently, and I saw that and I was like, oh, gotta get that. So if anybody is interested in checking her out, and I have a second Body in the Snowdrift book. So if anybody is interested in trying out her writing, her books, you might end up buying all 26. And any questions or comments? Take care.